Hollywood's toughest working-class heroes walked onto the set of The View, expecting a routine interview. What followed instead became one of the most explosive live moments in daytime television history. Mark Wahlberg arrived to promote his latest film, but what awaited him wasn't a conversation, it was an ambush. Asterisk, if you think you've seen celebrity meltdowns before, buckle up. This confrontation between Mark Wahlberg and Joy Behar wasn't just heated, it was a full-scale clash of pride, past mistakes, and moral judgment, unfolding under the unforgiving gaze of millions of viewers. Asterisk, as the cameras rolled. The studio audience erupted in applause when Mark stepped onto the stage. His signature, Boston confidence was still there, though slightly restrained by the tension in the air. Dressed in a navy suit with an easy smile, he greeted the co-hosts before taking his seat. He nodded warmly to Whoopi and Sunny, then locked eyes with Joy Behar, whose smile already carried an edge. Asterisk, Joy welcomed him back, introducing him as the actor and producer behind a new film. The pause in her voice was subtle but deliberate. Mark responded politely, thanking her and keeping his composure. Joy tilted her head and replied with sarcasm, hinting that his visit must be especially enjoyable. Asterisk, she quickly shifted gears, questioning whether Mark truly considered himself an accomplished actor. The audience laughed uneasily. Mark, slyly caught off guard, answered calmly, saying he'd been fortunate and proud of the work he's done. Joy laughed dismissively, mocking his career and suggesting he only ever plays the same tough Boston character. Asterisk, the room fell silent. Mark tightened his jaw but stayed composed, explaining that each role has depth if you actually pay attention. Joy fired back, claiming she'd seen no depth at her lonely, angry cops, soldiers, and fighters. She accused him of simply playing himself. Asterisk, Whoopi tried to intervene, but Joy waved her off. Mark straightened and told Joy she was entitled to her opinion, though millions of viewers who connect with his films might disagree. Joy sneered, mocking the idea of him being relatable while living in mansions and wearing $1,000 suits. Asterisk, Mark chuckled lightly, insisting he hadn't forgotten where he came from. Joy's tone hardened. She accused him of pretending to struggle while real working-class people suffer, telling him he no longer speaks for them. The audience fell silent again. Asterisk, Mark's Boston accent crept in as he pushed back, saying Joy didn't know him or his past. Joy leaned back smugly, accusing him of cashing in his authenticity for fame and money. Mark, fists clenched under the table, calmly suggested she might be projecting. Asterisk, the audience gasped. Joy flushed, leaned forward, and insisted she wasn't finished. Mark leaned back, equally steady, replying that neither was he. The battle lines were drawn. Asterisk, after the commercial break, the tension only escalated. Joy resumed with a fake sweetness, mocking his new movie as yet another angry Boston role. Mark responded calmly, saying the film was about redemption. Joy clapped sarcastically, tying the theme to his past and accusing him of using Hollywood to escape accountability. Asterisk, Mark admitted he'd made mistakes, owned them, and worked hard to change. Joy scoffed, accusing him of hiding behind charm and money. Mark asked if she enjoyed tearing people down. Joy claimed she enjoyed exposing hypocrisy. Asterisk, she accused him of pretending to care about the little guy while being just another millionaire. Mark quietly told her she didn't know him or what he stands for. Joy raised her voice, accusing him of caring only about box office numbers and relevance. Asterisk, Mark laughed humorlessly and called out her hypocrisy, preaching kindness while treating people with cruelty. Even the other hosts reacted. Joy fired back, calling him a fraud. Mark asked if that's truly what she thought of him after a lifetime of work. Asterisk, Joy slammed the table, dismissing his career as pretend work compared to real struggle. Mark warned her not to disrespect the people who supported him. Joy laughed cruelly, saying people only support the idea of him. Asterisk's attention became suffocating. Mark leaned forward and told Joy she didn't want truth, she just wanted to win. Joy smirked, claiming she already had. Asterisk, Whoopi attempted to move things along, but Joy insisted they were just getting started. Mark's smirk suggested otherwise. Asterisk, he accused Joy of enjoying public humiliation, of chasing applause at others' expense. The audience reacted loudly. Joy dismissed him, saying he didn't scare her. Mark replied calmly that she didn't impress him either. Asterisk, Joy accused him of believing his own hype. Mark shot back that she'd spent so long tearing others down, she'd forgotten how to stand for something herself. The line hit hard. Joy mocked his career again, calling his performances mediocre. Even the co-hosts winced. Mark responded that it was rich coming from someone whose career was built on criticizing others. Joy snapped back, claiming she fights for real issues. Mark corrected her, saying she confuses fighting for something with fighting everyone. The audience erupted in applause. Joy leaned in venomously, mocking his entire career as a polished street hustle. Mark leaned closer, warning her not to insult the people he grew up with. Joy taunted him, daring him to prove how tough he was. Mark calmly explained that real strength is keeping dignity when someone tries to strip it away. Joy smiled cruelly, telling him he'd already lost his dignity. The silence was deafening. Mark adjusted his tie and finally said, quietly but clearly, that she wasn't worth it. Joy mocked him for walking away. Mark stood, chair scraping loudly, and said he was leaving while he still had self-respect. The audience erupted, some cheering, some stunned. Mark paused, looked back, and told Joy they had both shown who they truly were. Then he walked off. Before disappearing backstage, Mark turned back to the audience. He said he came ready for tough questions and disagreement, but not cruelty, disguised as journalism. He called out the misuse of platforms to humiliate rather than inform. The crowd reacted strongly. Mark ended by saying disagreement is fine, but no one has the right to treat others as beneath them. That isn't journalism, it's bullying with better lighting. Joy was left speechless. As Mark exited, the studio exploded in applause. Minutes later, social media lit up. Clips went viral. Hashtags trended. Public opinion swung hard in Mark's favor. Later that night, Mark posted a statement about respect, disagreement, and knowing when to walk away. It gained millions of likes within hours. Joy remained silent. And just like that, the curtain fell on one of the most unforgettable moments in daytime TV history. The day Mark Wahlberg walked onto The View, kept his cool as long as he could, and walked away, not defeated, but victorious. What? Do you think did Mark handle it the right way? Did Joy go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes celebrity showdowns. The next story is coming up.